Good morning. This is the Melodicinvestor. My name is Antoine, and I just wanted to take a few moments to talk about, or to speak to rather, the people who are just starting out in investing. Those are the people that this video will probably mainly for, or maybe even if you have, you're ready to jump off that deep end and get into investing, and particularly real estate. Real estate is my investment vehicle. That's what I've chosen for a multitude of reasons. But mainly, it's what I know. It's what I've studied the most. It's what I've been exposed to the most. And I like all of the benefits that come with it. Over time, especially, it's a pretty stable investment vehicle if that's something you choose to do or if that works for you. But hey, you got to find what works for you, what you want to study, and what you want to become an expert in, and what you enjoy, really, because this is a long road. But particularly for the people who are maybe hesitant to start, I would just encourage you to go ahead and not worry about all of the details. I don't want to sound reckless, because you definitely want to make sure that you do some fundamental work and make sure that's buttoned up, like buying real estate right. And I'm just talking about real estate in this video, so keep that in mind. I'm not really going to cover stocks and crypto. I don't know that stuff. Maybe one day I will, or have someone on the channel that can speak better to that than myself. But in this video, we're just going to talk about real estate. So, you making sure all of your fundamentals are correct when you're getting ready to buy real estate is important, like buying it right and making sure you're not over leveraged and things of that nature. Making sure you know your market, whatever area you're investing in. Make sure you are an expert in that field, in that area, and really defining what that buy box is for you. For those of you who don't know, a buy box is just a criteria for a property that you will look for. What's the school district? What school district is it in? And is that a good school district? Is it near shopping? Is it near, like a grocery store and things of that nature? Or, how far away is it from an interstate, freeway, commute times, things of that nature is what you really want to look for when you talk about looking at a buy box and creating. And it could be a multitude of things, like you want to look at a duplex or a single family home, a triplex, a four family, whatever stage or however much you have set aside to invest, whatever that is. You want to make sure that you have all that homework dialed in already. But I just wanted to encourage you and let you know that it's not going to be perfect, especially your first one. The first one, they say, is the hardest one, and trust me, it is. And it will test you. This business will definitely test you some days. And once you get the first one under your belt and you have it for a while, you start to get some confidence. You start to know how to manage your tenants, how to manage your property, what to look for in your property, are your systems being maintained well. You learn about multitude of things. And honestly, a lot of that you just can't learn without doing it. It just takes you actually just going out there and doing it. Now, again, you don't want to be reckless. I'm not saying go be reckless. I'm saying get on YouTube University and look up different channels. At some point, I hope that the channel can grow enough to where I'm happy to maybe jump on live every now and again and answer questions people may have about different things, just based on my experience. For those of you who don't know, I actually manage real estate for a living. I'm a property manager. I've done 10 years of residential. It's kind of where I got my footing in the industry, and then I switched over to commercial real estate, so I strictly do that now. But both are extremely great assets. I say, my opinion, most people say, I like commercial better, I like residential better, and I get why and what the reasonings are. But for the beginners, get in wherever you can. Don't worry about and for most people, that's going to be a single family home. it's going to be a single family home. There's so many creative ways to even make a single family home very profitable for you and your family. But yeah, I would just encourage you to start. And after you've done the homework, done the research, and you maybe, if you still have a little bit of worry about that, I would research a mentor. Be careful. There's a lot of people out here on YouTube who are looking to just take advantage of people who don't know the business very well. So find someone you trust, and to be honest with you, trust that comes over time. That's not something that you just, a couple months. It could be years. It could be, I would say recommendations are good sometimes, but you still want to vet people, do your research. My opinion, I'm not buying any $10,000 courses or anything like that. I have no desire to do that. Even before I knew anything, I was never gonna pay $10,000 for anybody's course. I don't care how good you were. But there are some courses out there that I feel like are helpful and reasonable. You can get a lot of information off of YouTube. You just got to do the work and really do a deep dive. And there's a lot of good channels out there that I enjoy watching till this day. If you need a couple recommendations, I like Lumberjack Landlord. He's a good one. One Rental at a Time. Dion Talks for Lending. MG the Mortgage Guy. He's a good one. There's also Matt the Mortgage Guy. He's also another great content creator. There's a lot of great people out there that you should look up on YouTube and really learn from them and learn. They have a lot of great content out there. So I would definitely encourage you to do that. And also, it's real estate, we know, is hyper local. So find someone, if you can find someone in your market that is already there, and you can go to a real estate meetup of some sort and start networking that way. I find that's a really good way to meet people in a market and who are already ahead of you, maybe a couple steps. Or maybe you might meet someone who's just getting ready to close in on their first deal. Those are the ones you want to be in the room with. I just moved to Atlanta, Georgia from Portland, Oregon, and I don't have a network here yet, but I plan on making one, and actually have been invited to a meetup, a real estate meetup, to meet other investors and things of that nature, and just, strategize, game plan, and do all that type of work. So I think all of that is good. It can be super helpful when you're first starting out, just to make sure you, get your legs under you. Other thing I would look for is talk to people in trade, right? People in the trades, like your carpenters, your electricians, your plumbers. In my opinion, those are really great people to network with. Just to ask questions. What have you seen? You can ask some questions like, do you service any duplexes? And if so, what are some of the common calls that you get? Do you know of any investors that invest in the area? Looking for someone I can, get mentorship from? You'd be surprised how many people out there are connected in some way. I know when I was remodeling my duplex in Portland, I did so much networking, even going to a Home Depot and talking to electricians. And, luckily I'm in the industry, so I have a large network of people that I can call on, or, hey, I had a question about this, or, hey, tell me about this town. What do you think? And they give you a pretty good feel. And, when I'm investing in somewhere, or a city or a town or something like that, I always drive it first just to put eyes on it. And that has been extremely helpful, because that's going to tell you everything you need to know, really. If you really look at it, you can clock how many grocery stores you see within a certain radius. Because I think, personally, one of my personal buy boxes, I want to be close to a grocery store. If you're close to a grocery store, most families, I have 2 kids, wife, 2 kids, we're at the grocery store a lot. Your life is at the grocery store. So if your rental could be very close to a grocery store, that could be extremely helpful. Are you on a dead end street or a cul-de-sac? I feel like a lot of families like that. because for obvious reasons, kids maybe play out front or something like that. Having a backyard, another great thing to think about when you're looking at buying a property. If a property has a backyard, that's a huge bonus. And you get into the other things, more bigger things like unfinished basements and things of that nature, but we'll cover a lot of that in subsequent videos, so just be patient, as we start to build content out and things of that nature. But again, I just wanted to come on, encourage you, and most importantly, go easy on yourself. Don't be your biggest critic. You're going to mess up. I had a mentor tell me one time, you're not special. That sounds mean and harsh, but when I thought about it, I was like, wait a minute, yeah, I'm not special. And then he broke it down. He's like, you're not the first person to go through this. You won't be the last. And so now I use that methodology throughout life. It's like when I'm having something that's difficult or hard or a challenge, I realize like, I'm not the first person to deal with this, so I'm not special. I am not unique when it comes to investing. You may find a niche down the road that will make you unique in that regard. But point is, you're going to have challenges. You're going to be sued. It comes with the territory. Only thing you could do is say, please don't hurt, please don't hurt, please don't hurt. Because at times where it does hurt. And know what you're getting into. And just know, again, you're not special, you're not unique. Someone else has been there, done it. You'll get through it, and you'll live to fight another day. It's all about the grind and those experience points. Once you start managing people, get ready. Get ready, because you're going to learn a whole new skill set if you don't already know it. Get comfortable telling people no. That's huge. But also, to flip that, find ways to say yes, right? I mean, I hate to say this, but even like kids, if you always tell your kids no, they can feel defeated. But if you give them opportunities or put them in situations to where they can say yes, you can say yes, you look like a hero. Same with tenants. Not calling tenants children, but, if you say no a lot, it can... could be unhappy. So find things that you're comfortable with, because at the end of the day, you're taking all the risk. Not your tenants, not the bank, not your insurance company, not your family members. No, it's you are taking all of the risk. Remember that. Everybody eats off of you. Everybody. You're the last one to get served. So with that in mind, make sure you go into it not taking, anything from anyone that you don't have to. And sometimes, you got to push back and be comfortable pushing back. You'll definitely have to learn your voice, and learn how to advocate for yourself extremely well in this business, because people will take advantage of you. Contractors will take advantage of you. And I'm going to make some content about how to deal with contracts, what you should do, some little keys and tips just from being in the professional corporate world. A lot of good practices you can use and develop, and that easily translate. Because I think sometimes when you have those, when you have the know-how on how to deal with a contract, especially when it comes to a big capital project like a roof or something like that, if you know the language, and you don't have to be an expert, but just know, I'm not monetized yet, so I gotta clean my language up, but know when you're getting taken advantage of and know when you're not, and say, no, that's not gonna work. It needs to be done by X date. No, those are not negotiable terms. You know what I mean? No, I'm not paying you the full amount before the job is even done. That's just crazy. I would never do that. Never advise anyone to do that. And even if you have realtors that you're working with, be careful with that too, because some realtors, quite frankly, are just not good. And a lot of realtors, most realtors, don't know investing. That's a whole nother animal. It's not your regular buying a house for my family type of move. This is like, no, this is supposed to set you up for the next couple of plays. The first one is just to get you on base. That's it. You very, very rare do you get a home run. Very rare. And honestly, home runs are for the you've been in it for a while, you've taken your blows, now you get a home run, okay? They don't pitch it down the middle all the time. Like, you're going to get some bricks in there. So, take the shot, be confident in you. You've done your research, you know it's a good deal by now, and go from there. All right, I think that's enough for now. If you like this, like it and subscribe. All right, talk to you later. Bye.